Hey guys, it's me, Nishona here, and we're playing Doki Doki Literature Club. So I promised that I would play Doki Doki Literature Club if you guys wanted me to, and some of you guys said you wanted to, and so we're gonna play it. It's been years since I've seen this game, so. Hey! Who's it? I see an annoying girl running towards me from a distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and a good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today. But it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Haha. Wait. Oh, she wasn't laughing. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Yeah, you say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join the club this year. I did? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of my many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any other skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a me in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. All right. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I promise you that. Yay. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind in at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. This is a lot of reading. After I packed up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. Thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait for me. It's going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought you'd know. Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sorry. Yeah. There's no way I'm going to your club. Mimi. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. And Natsuki and cupcakes, everything. Huh? Uh-huh. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or is she so opinion, so they have to plan out this whole thing. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop for a cupcake, okay? Yeah, let's go. I shouldn't be going here. And thus today marks the day I sold my for cupcake. Really? We follow Sayori across the school and upstairs a section of the school I rarely visit being generally used for third year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Girl 1. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? I'll kill you the atmosphere. Ah, Neja, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly... what are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Suki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also one who made cupcakes according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girl. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy, and this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears terribly more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet you both. And sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again. Ooh. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, and athletic. Basically completely out of my league. But having her smile at me generally feels a little, you too, Monica. Come sit down. We made a room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I get a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged for a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been winded so that there is no space for the blah 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 blah. Natsuki and Yurika walk over the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri closes the thing. This is so much reading. Okay. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! What? Natsuki lifts the foil and tray and reveals dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated with little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica, I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around, finger looking at the best angle to take a bite. Suki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing was sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't heard this somewhere before. Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe, but not for, you dummy. What? I just met you. I gave up Natsuki's weird logic and dismisses the conversation. Yuri returns the table carrying a tea seat. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not really. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles at herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet. Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Well, make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I would leave immediately. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages other people to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. And if encourages other people to that dream. Monica is really a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Mitsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuki's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed to reserved a timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds their comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep mythological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing that the writer directly take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw your own loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. Desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, why are you always I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Real horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, what's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind that last club meeting. Looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just cute as you are. Side hides behind Twin, puts her hands on the shoulders. I'm not cute. Suki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometimes? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them? You wouldn't like them. Oh, not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The Truda's form is writing unto herself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have a writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. Well, I'll sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's go home and write poems for our tomorrow. Then next we can meet and we'll share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us to get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of joining the club, I'm boldly come forth and what's been on my mind the whole time. I never said I would join this club. Theory may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. I would just leave. I'm like, but I'm sorry. I thought, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make clear-headed decisions when it's like this? That's it. I'm writing poems and the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these. Okay. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. And now they're all happy. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super upset. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Oh my goodness, why did I join the club? Okay, everyone, I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class? Start Monica with the blah, 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 blah. Okay. I really feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Teenagers, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, I might as well. Yay. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow close to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of the circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Alright, so we're writing a poem. What do I want to write? Disaster. Yeah, I'm gonna feel disasters. Fireflies. Fear. Doki Doki Lucky Family. I don't know. Music. Sugar. Mouse. I don't know. Amazing. Jump. Ribbon. Playground. Silly. Raindrops. Dance. Sweet. Squirrel. Universe. I don't know what I'm writing. Defeat. Empty. Oh, that's capable. Oh, I didn't. Vanilla. And we're not choosing that one. Comfort. So that was Sayori, right? I'm trying to memorize the names. Well, guys, that's where I'm gonna stop here. I just wrote the poem, and the next episode we will go back to the classroom and see what happens after my poem is all written out and read everyone's poems. So if you guys enjoyed episode 1 of Doki Doki Literature Club, leave a like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.